Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. We are set to preview the Paris Saint-Germain versus Marseille game coming up. So, Paris Saint-Germain set to play 20:45 p.m. French Central European time versus Marseille. We're obviously going to be playing the game at the Stade Vélodrome. Last season, we played Marseille twice, beat them at the Parc. Was it 2-1? I think potentially 2-1. And then we beat them obviously at the Vélodrome 3-0. Should have been more. Let me see. Was it 2-1? Or was it 2-0? Or was it 1-0? I remember Dembele scored. Dembele goal? 1-0. We only beat them 1-0 in the game at the Parc, but we beat them 3-0 at the Vélodrome. Obviously, Marseille shot themselves in the foot in that game, receiving a red card, and Balerdi scoring an own goal as well. But we're set to look at the reports, and there's actually a negative one. Well, we have the predicted lineup to look at there, but there's a negative report we got to look at before reading the Luis Enrique press conference. If we can find the report. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff. João Neves was in training. There was obviously a training session. The Ultras were there. They always do this when we go to the Vélodrome. Special thing from the Ultras. João Neves was in training. Desiree Doué was in training. And Lucas Beraldo was in training. Someone commented on YouTube that Dembélé was back, but I haven't seen any pictures of Ousmane Dembélé being back in training. So we'll just have to wait for that. I'm still trying to find the report. Let me see. All right, I don't seem to find it here. It will pop up soon. And it's regarding Bradley Barcola. All right. Well, maybe I'll find it on another site. Maybe PSG report. There we go. Bradley Barcola is suffering from a muscle fatigue, therefore he participated in part of today's collective training session. So he was in training, just participated in parts of it instead of the full training session. Bradley Barcola will be in the squad for the Marseille game, but could potentially not start the game. And it's only muscle fatigue, so nothing to worry about. But we can clearly see there is a lot of muscle fatigue from the PSG players for the season they've had. And then it's also, after having a break, you come back into the season, you play games and train at a very high intensity level, and then you can get a little bit of muscle fatigue and so on. But as a result, João Neves being back, Desiree Doué even being back as well, this is nothing to worry about. But now, we'll read some of Luis Enrique's press conference. We'll see if anything important of note is here to say. Today we were able to welcome our support. It was fantastic. We were able to receive their energy. We know the importance of these matches, as in the rivalry between the two clubs today was very beautiful. We had a very good training session. Connecting to the energy of the supporters is one of the most important things for me. When you take and receive the joy from the supporters, because you make them happy and proud. From above, we can see how we control the spaces, but also the positions on the field, control and see what opponent is doing. Often, teams change when they play against us, and that allows us to see it. I've never chosen the captains. The captains are the ones players have to chosen. It's Marquinhos, the rest when the clubs will give. And it's interesting Luis Enrique mentions the thing, because this was reported as well. Luis Enrique is set to receive his own personal box in the stands of the Parc des Princes. He will be joined by the video analysis team. The coaches are adamant this new approach will benefit the team's performances over time. So this is basically Luis Enrique revolutionizing the sport. Yes, we've seen managers before sit up there, but Luis Enrique is set to make that as a mainstay, with Paris Saint-Germain giving him his own personal box to sit up there as an NFL manager. Great to see. Next one here. To prepare for this type of match, we don't need to have many days. In one day, everyone is ready to play this type of match. We're calm and relaxed. We're here to play our match. Try to be better than them. It's hard to say where each team's level is when it's only been fifth league match. That is true. Pressures for all coaches, players, and supporters. These are different matches. Matches we love to play to coach. We love going to the stadium, seeing the passion. It doesn't matter who the favorite is. You have to prepare for the match as usual. We're used to this. We know how to prepare for this type of match. In the first minutes, we want to overcome this pressure. Best PSG in history? It's hard to say that, and it doesn't interest me. We must stay focused on the long season that has already begun. We must continue to improve. The debate is more for the summer, when you're at the beach, when you have time for that type of debates. team's mentality. We're a real team. We can have solutions when a player is absent. We share our personality, our character, our DNA. It's something that our supporters love and I hope to continue for a long time. When you play this type of match, it's different. You have to be connected with your head, even if you know there will be difficult decisions that will be made by the referee. Controlling emotions is vital. It's something that I try to control. Everyone is ready. It's a different match. We know the importance of this match for the fans. We are motivated. And it's a huge game. Le Classique is always a huge game. I heard some pictures from the training session. Look at cold Luis Enrique here. Unc Lucho. And here we actually have the predicted lineup already. Barcola will indeed start against Marseille. He participated today in part of the training lesson. So, according to the Parisian, Bradley Barcola will still start. So Chevalier, Achraf Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Nuno Mendes. Warren Zaïre-Emery to come in for João Neves. It looks like João Neves will potentially be in the squad versus Marseille, but not starting the game. Zaïre-Emery, Vitinha, Ruiz midfield, Barcola, Ramos, and Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. So it's a very similar lineup to what we played versus Atalanta. Apart from Neves being out, with Warren Zaïre-Emery coming in for him, and Gonzalo Ramos set to start instead of Seny Mayulu. I do hope though that Luis Enrique starts Mayulu. I just don't want to see Gonzalo Ramos start games anymore. I want us to start opening the door for Gonzalo Ramos' departure, and it's much better giving those minutes to Mayulu. Mayulu is a great talent. The more minutes you give him, the more confidence he will get, and the better performances will come from that. Gonzalo Ramos has started 40 games and played over 90 games at Paris Saint-Germain since joining the club. He's been here this is his third season now, and there isn't much more you can prove. You know, João Neves, it took a couple of games until we understood this dude is him. Desiree Doué was a little bit of a slow start, but then we understood he is him. Doué is him. Gonzalo Ramos has gotten enough opportunities, and it's time for Seny Mayulu to get those opportunities instead. I really enjoyed his game versus Atalanta, and I want to see more Mayulu false nine games. I think it's over for Gonzalo Ramos at the club. I could still see him start this game with Luis Enrique trying to give him some new confidence, but I think it's over. Off the bench, you're very good. I will keep you off the bench, but for the rest of the season, but then it has to be over. This story has to end. Cheeky report here. The Classique is under threat of a possible postponement due to the risk of storms in Marseille. To Met France forecasts, weather conditions could worsen early in the evening with rain and severe storms. Wow. That's interesting. That is very interesting. We have not... First time I've read this, so possible postponement. Okay, that is interesting to read. Maybe we play the game instead on Monday. If the worst thing happens, I don't think it's going to be postponed later in the day. The game is already played at 9 p.m. ends like around 11 p.m. I don't think they're going to push it later. So if the worst happens, maybe we play the game on Monday instead. No, we can't. There's the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Maybe Tuesday then? Interesting. Well, that's been it for the full preview. We've looked at everything we need to look at. Very confident for this game going into it's Le Classique. Marseille will be very confident after their performance and nearly, getting a point at the Bernabeu in the UEFA Champions League. So this would be a great Le Classique. The last Le Classique was a little bit tied, that 1-0, but we had just come back from that Villa game, obviously, with a lot of intensity in that second leg. I'm predicting 3-1 to Paris Saint-Germain. Or a 2-0. I would love a clean sheet at 2-0. We've gotten a 2-0 versus Marseille before. I would take a 2-0. I would take a 3-1. That's been it from boy PSG. And hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez Paris.